What's up, everybody? This is Fred Rachani of the Sports Courier. I'm joined today by two very special guests. They are the winners of the Amazing Race, Season 23, Amy Diaz, Jason Case. Jason and Amy, how are you two doing?
Hi.
Hey, hi. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming on. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the race and all the craziness surrounding it between completing it, winning it, and, of course, all the media attention. But you two are actually involved in a very special event called Football Fashion Week, which is for a great cause in my neck of the woods, Jersey City, of course, taking place during the 2 weeks of Super Bowl festivities as the Super Bowl comes to East Rutherford, New Jersey. How'd you two get involved with that?
It just, we have a great team, and they know how much we love fashion. I've actually been involved in fashion and pageants for many years, and Jason, of course, played football in college and high school. But, we have a great team, and I have to give out a shout-out to our buddy Eddie for having us come on.
Absolutely. Amy's really the model. I think they're taking me off because I'm her partner on the race, probably. So it was. We're really excited to be involved with it. It is for a great cause, and we're looking forward to it.
That's great. Now, has she given you any tips as far as how you should strut your stuff on the runway?
Yeah. Actually, she was just in a fashion show the other night, and then I tried getting on the runway myself after it was over, and she gave me all kind of critiques. So I got some work to do before next week.
That's true, but hey, I have faith in you, man. I think you'll be all right. Now, the Super Bowl takes place in a couple weeks in East Rutherford, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, and a lot of people don't realize sometimes that Super Bowl teams go through a ton of adversity to reach the end goal. Obviously, you two also had to go through a ton of adversity to reach your end goal, which, of course, was winning the Amazing Race and $1 million. What was that like, especially because I believe you two had six place finishes?
We had 6 second place finishes.
Oh,
so we called ourselves the biggest losers of the race. But you know what? The whole journey truly was an unbelievable experience. And in a way, we're kind of glad that we kept getting those second places because we ran the race under the radar a little bit, and none of the other teams really they somewhat underestimated us, and we knew what the numbers were. We knew how fast we were completing each leg, and we knew that we really deserved to be first place quite a few times during those legs when we came in second place. So because we were kind of under the radar, most teams really underestimated us, but we knew how strong we were. And going into that last leg of the race, we finally got our first place finish. So the momentum was going. Jason says he describes it as us both firing on all cylinders.
We're coming together like a team comes together in the playoffs at this time. The teams that make it to the Super Bowl, they end up really gelling as a team later in the season, especially in the playoffs. And that is kind of that's similar to Amy and I. We started off a little rough on the race, trying to figure it out, trying to figure out what our strategies were. And towards the end of the race, we really gelled together great as a team. And we were firing on all cylinders. The momentum was in our favor, and we came together. We were a great team together during that last leg to win the $1 million.
And, well, here's no pun intended. Actually, yeah, totally pun intended. Yeah, I'm going to be corny for a second. What are you going to do with the $1 million prize? I guess that's the $1 million question, although after taxes, not really $1 million.
We already sent in our first check for taxes. We want to make sure that we take care of that because I certainly do not look good in pinstripes or in a bright orange.
We haven't really given it much thought, but certainly traveling around the world opened up my eyes to, the beautiful places that were offered in this world. And I want to do some more traveling. So we're going to put some money towards that and visiting the other teams, the camaraderie and relationships that we developed with those other teams. I think will be lifelong friendships. And we'd love to visit them in their hometowns and meet their families. And I think we're going to do a little bit of that as well.
Was it tough to keep the results secret from family and friends? Because I'm sure they kind of pressed you guys on what happened.
Oh, my God.
It was probably the toughest thing to do out of the entire experience. We finished the race in the summer, and we had 5 months before the finale aired. So even just going through that, the couple of months while the season was airing was just really difficult not to show any more excitement than we had while each episode was airing. But my mom actually cornered me in my closet asking me if we had won. And it was quite interesting. You know, we couldn't even tell our own parents who are incredibly proud of us even just getting on the race. But they were our biggest cheerleaders, and they probably would have been the first ones to scream at the top of their lungs when we won.
It was tough not holding in that secret. And it was even people asking us questions, you know, how'd you guys do? Did you have fun? It was so hard not to reveal any emotion about us winning, to keep them in the dark on the final leg. So that was the toughest part, I would say.
And what would you say is like the biggest misconception of the Amazing Race? I mean, was it harder than you thought, easier than you thought, or just about where you thought it would be as far as difficulty?
Definitely way tougher than it looks on TV. I think Amy and I will never make fun of anybody on doing the show again. Sitting on the couch and watching it on TV, you think, oh my God, that's so easy. Look, go right, it's over there, or whatever the situation is. When you're in the real world and you're doing it, it is way tougher because those challenges take hours, 6-7 hours at times. So it was that part of it. I mean, threw us off. The travel was, the sleep deprivation, the malnutrition. You don't really consider those things when you're going onto the race, but when you're going through that process and you're experiencing that, it is tough, man. I don't know. What are you thinking?
It really, truly is a lot tougher than it looks. Of course, you have 24 hours a day that's being recorded and filmed, and I don't know, in a span of 23, 24 days, and they have to put all of that in 44 minutes to actually air every week, and it's impossible for them to really portray how difficult it really, really is. There's no way of training for the race. You think you can, but you can't. And it really is more about the team and working together as a team and realizing that, you're working together for the same goal. You're not working against each other. You're just working against all the other teams.
It's impossible not to fight.
It is.
And The Amazing Race, I mean, it's been around for like over a decade now. I mean, that show has a tremendous following. Well, how's it been dealing with the media attention? Amy, of course, I know you modeled, you were in various pageants, won many pageants, so I'm sure you were kind of used to the fame a little bit. But as a couple, what was it like dealing with all that attention, especially since I think like 8 to 10 million viewers watch that show every week?
Yes. Yay.
That's certainly a new experience for me. You know, Amy's been in the spotlight her whole life, and coming into that, that reality TV stardom for me was really, really different. But it's fun. I embraced it. I'm having a lot of fun with people reaching out to me. We have fans all over the world, and I really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to communicating with people on a regular basis. So anybody that has wants to ask me questions about the race or our experience on the race, then I'm open ears, and I love the dialogue. I love to converse with people and the fans, and I think it's really, really great. Now, if I had to do that for the rest of my life, that'd be tough. But I really am enjoying the experience right now, and all the publicity we're getting. It's really a lot of fun.
That's great. Now, I understand, Amy, you are a social media manager.
Yes.
And Jason, you own a snowplow company.
Yeah, it's going to snow tomorrow, so we're gearing up right now.
Okay, I'm going to put you two against each other one more time. Who has the more exciting job?
You know what? I'm going to have to say Jason does, because he goes, nonstop, no sleep, on pure adrenaline for days at a time whenever it snows. And he gets actually the best of both worlds. He's working like crazy in the winter, and then in the summer it's a little less active, so we do have the opportunity to travel and explore and really,
enjoy our time together. And it's a great balance of life. I love being out in the field during the winter time, and there's always a lot of office work, when it comes to owning a company. So keeping things in line is a priority, but it's a great balance that I have, working hard during the winter, rolling up your sleeves, and then we get to have a little bit of a break to enjoy, our time together, Amy and I, to do that travel, and that we're looking forward to doing more of. So it's a really exciting job for me. I love it. I have a great team here, and I get to give a shout out to them. And, with Amy with social media, she does the same thing every day.
It's for me, it's fun because, well, it's somewhat the same thing every day. So logging on to all the social media networks, but being able to share news, exciting news about my clients is great. It's that good feeling that you get for doing something positive for other people and for yourself. And the good thing for me is that I get to do it out of anywhere. You know, I'm on my phone 24/7, which may or may not be a good thing. At least Jay says so.
It's awful.
But you know, it's the best of both worlds, which is good.
And you as a social media manager, you manage a lot of brands. You're almost in a way, I mean, you're pretty much in charge of a business's image. So I would imagine it's been easier for you to kind of maintain your image, especially now being a quote-unquote reality star, than, say, other people that perhaps maybe haven't dealt with fame and don't know how to do that.
Yes, I am very fortunate in that I've been competing. I've been somewhat of I put myself out there since I was like 13 years old, and I'm very fortunate that my mom and my family have always been a part of my growing in the, I don't know, pageant modeling world, at least locally in the state, here in Rhode Island and down in Florida, a little bit in New York. So I've always kept a level head, very level-headed, very grounded. And yes, you know, ultimately I've wanted to be a role model for other young women. It's been who I was. In high school, I finished high school at 16, went on to complete my career, my academic career early, and was extremely involved as a student leader throughout my early 20s and into now. So, you know, for me, it's more than just, a celebrity or a reality star. It's what's the foundation? What's the essence? What's your message? Who are you as a person that really defines me and what I care most about?
That's great to hear. And I understand the fun fact, you have 2 master's degrees that I believe you completed by age 22?
I did.
Wow.
I did. It goes back to, you know, just recently I was talking to a young lady, a fan that has been going through a tough time with school. She's younger. She's in high school. And, you know, for me, I was very young when I was going through school. I was in 6th grade at 10 years old. So I'm in school with 12, 13-year-olds. And, of course, I got picked on. But I want to share a message that, you know, you can turn these negatives into positives, and you can use that same attitude that we had every time we kept coming in second place of use it as fuel to get that first place finish at the end, because ultimately that's what matters. You know, the journey is a great journey to learn and to stumble, but what matters is what you do in the end. And use those bad experiences to fuel that fire and to really allow you to reach great success. So yeah, when I got to college, 22 years old, 2 masters, and it's a great example to show that you can achieve anything you want regardless of what you've been through.
Wow, that's just awesome. Well, I'll get you 2 out of here on this. Where can fans find you online? And in addition to Jersey City Fashion Week, which fans can find more information on jerseycityfashionweek.com, what else is on your plate the next few months?
Geez, definitely that. We're going to be down to the Super Bowl week. We're looking forward to that. That's the next thing on our list. And hoping to improve in my steps on the runway. I got.
Yes, you do.
Oh, nice.
But our listeners can find us online on Twitter. I'm at Amy Diaz. Jason's at JasonCase_.
And Facebook
and
is usually the best way.
Yep, of course. Facebook, very, very active on Facebook all the time. So you can find us, Jason Case, Amy Diaz. And we always love to hear from our fans.
Reach
from
out
friends.
to us. We love it.
We do.
That's awesome, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Jason, I'd imagine business is pretty damn good right now with from what I hear, another polar vortex coming. So not good for me, great for you, right?
It's great. We love it. You know, can't get enough.
And if it happens on Super Bowl Sunday, you can Jersey can always call Jay.
Yeah, great.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the middle of the field on MetLife Stadium, cleaning things up for both teams. And thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.